Lee said we're going to find out soon enough, if Jack is Luna's father. I said, yeah, if you stop talking long enough. I know she heard that timer go out. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life of Chester for the Baltimore for January 23rd, 2025. Okay, y'all, so first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's episode down below. Look, what? That's why I said we need more time, or they need to go on, speed it up or something. Why is you still talking? You heard the timer go off. Lee heard the timer go off, and she said, I don't know. She said, soon enough we'll find out, or some type of way she put it. And I was like, well, if you stop talking and look down at the test, then I'm sure you'll know by now. But okay, y'all, on today's episode, we're going to start with Lee, Poppy, and Jake. So basically, Lee ends up conducting a paternity test. She had already got the blood out his doggone arm or whatever. I said, now, Poppy, well, she already over here talking about something. This been hunting me for years. Y'all done had an affair behind my back. My sweet, innocent little sister and my devoted husband and all this stuff. Why would you run your tail over there and try to bandage? Why would you go over there and try to bandage him up? But I said, now I understand or whatever. She over here acting like a crazy person. She over here accusing them of something they said they didn't do. We won't know till tomorrow if it's true or not. But I feel like it's going to be more to this whole storyline, but we'll see. But yeah, she ran over there to help him with his, where she had stuck the little needle or whatever she stuck in his arm to get the blood out or whatever. And they were still talking about the same thing. She started telling them what they did, had an affair behind her back, all this stuff going back and forth. They started telling her it didn't happen. Nothing happened between them. They would never do this. Instead of telling her she sounded like a crazy person. I think Jake tried to leave at first, and she was like, no, don't you want to learn the truth or whatever? She was like, if you really innocent and didn't do nothing, then you should want to know the truth. I said the same thing, though. I said it. Now, I wouldn't be wanting to stand there and be falsely accused or anything, but at the same time, if that'll put an end to it, she can't say y'all made us stuff. I mean, even if the test come back negative, she probably still said they slept around. But yeah, they were still talking about the same thing during their scene. Then you got over here to Bill and Luna. They still talking about the same thing. Bill on the phone talking to whoever. I'm guessing he in charge of guarding the gate and make sure nobody gets by and all this stuff. He was making sure that nobody is on the property. And he said something about the next time Leon come, he'll be stopped at the gate. And I said, that makes sense. That makes sense. He already think you acting suspicious. Hey, man, we'll think you acting suspicious because you not coming to work. When you ever missed out on work? That's over here. They already suspicious as it is. Why would you turn them away at the gate? Why would you do that? That's going to let them know, okay, something's really going on. He doesn't want us here for a reason. Then she was trying to convince him. She was like, okay, you shouldn't have to stay here or whatever and not see your family and all this stuff. And I was like, right, go on somewhere. So she go on do what she do. But basically, they was talking about her house arrest, and he was telling her there wasn't a get-out-of-jail-free card. I said, basically, you over here talking about some doggone, you didn't want them beating up on her and all this stuff, and she don't sit up here and took two people life. Took their life or whatever. Then they started talking about the same thing again, talking about their past, their mothers and their dads and stuff like that. Comparing stories or whatever. And I said, how many times Bill and Luna gonna talk about both of their situations? How they so much alike? He talking about the reason he helped her is because, he knew what she went through with her mama and all this other stuff. What else did he say? Something about back in the day. He didn't realize at the time he saw so much of his mother and Poppy. That's why he helping her and all this other stuff. And I was like, dude, Carter and Hope. So they were still talking about the perfume line, the fact that they may be able to work with Daphne. What they call her? Daphne Rose? Daphne somebody? But look, we're going to get to Steffi and her, because why would you keep on meeting up with her? You talking about something, make sure Hope and Carter don't catch on. What, stop meeting up? This the third time. But yeah, Carter and Hope was talking about their perfume line and Daphne about how, she gonna work with them and they so happy and they was waiting or whatever. And I think they said either on this episode or another episode, what did they say? How did they put it? Basically, she just fell into their lap. And I said, that should be the first red flag right there. And then with Daphne, next we got Daphne and Steffi. But before we get into that, with Daphne, do y'all think she coming on a little too strong already? I said, you gonna give yourself away. You're going to give yourself away. But yeah, Daphne and Steffi. So basically, they having another meetup at her house. The first time she met up, I think she met up at Steffi's house. The second time she met up at Eric's house. This the third time. You talking about, so you don't want them to catch on? This the third time. Somebody, people be doing pop-ups and walking in folks' house. You know that, right? But yeah, I said they going to get caught slipping. Something going to go wrong with that plan. Either Carter going to catch on, Hope going to catch on and tell Carter, or Daphne going to flip on Steffi. We'll see, though. But Steffi and Daphne was talking, and that's when Steffi was basically saying she knows that Carter and Hope would offer her a contract or whatever, and she was like, then you could do your job or whatever. Basically, getting forced to creation back and pursuing Carter or whatever. Somebody, what she said? Let me see if I wrote it down. Let me see. She said she believes that Daphne can cure Carter, break them up basically. But when she was saying that about, them breaking up or her breaking the curse or whatever, I was confused. Like, what's the plan though? You want her to break Hope and Carter up? Okay, cool. But are you planning on thinking, or do you think that once they break up, Carter gonna come to his senses? But yeah, I said I'm confused. Like, when she said that, she was like, Daphne can cure. She believes Daphne can cure Carter or whatever. Get him from under Hope's spell, and then she could get up in there or whatever and get Force of Creations back. So I was like, okay, if your plan is to sit up here and break them up and you think that's going to magically make him see, okay, I was wrong and all this stuff and give you the company back, what's the difference between Brooke sitting up here? What did she say she did? She said she took the CEO position because she hoping that she could talk to Carter to get him to sign the papers. So what's the difference? You hoping that Carter comes to his senses and she hoping that she could convince him. That's the same thing, basically. But basically, Daphne ends up making it to Force of Creation. That's when she told Carter, she ready to start the negotiations. So Hope ends up leaving out and going over there where Steffi was or whatever. And she was like, you still here? And I was like, technically, she left and came back. But yeah, she ends up telling Steffi that Daphne is in there in a meeting with Carter. And basically, they finna get ready to work together. Meanwhile, Daphne, she over here, like, the stuff she's saying, she ain't saying nothing out the way yet. But she over here up close to this man and stuff, and he making the face. I don't know what that face about. I could say that he over here suspicious already. But like I said, she ain't said nothing too out the way, but at the same time, I feel like she letting it be known that she's flirting with him. But that's it, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, do some tag girls today and be safe.